Filmmaker Kurt Tuffensdam took a risk to film a movie about a Mexican drug cartel and film it in Mexico. Kurt felt it was worth it in order to tell the dramatic life story of a man who was transformed from being a dangerous drug lord to a minister for the Lord. Kurt joins us now. Kurt, welcome. Now, tell us what it was about this story that so compelled you to do something about it, that you poured so much of your time and effort into this movie.
Well, it's a relevant topic to our culture today. It's one that everybody knows about. Everybody hears news about the Mexican drug cartels, and most people are extremely depressed about what's going on in Tijuana and in Mexico in general. And so hearing this story and knowing that God is able to transform the life of a drug trafficker, not just one, but thousands of them, is incredible. Wow. And it's really a very powerful movement of God's Spirit. It's a great example of how the gospel goes cross-culturally, about how the power of the gospel can overcome anything.
And what I find fascinating, Kurt, is you could have filmed this anywhere. I mean, you could have done some soundstage in, a nice, safe neighborhood, but you actually filmed your movie in Mexico. What were some of the challenges you faced?
Well, it was, we faced a lot of challenges, but what was unique about it was that the Mexican people, the people in Tijuana, in the church, and outside the church as well, they all came together to help us with this project, and so it became much more than just a film being made about this story. It was really a collaboration of the people there. We did face a lot of challenges. We had some actors jump ship before we headed down to Tijuana.
A little too risky to go down there for them?
We had to recast some actors down there. And a couple days before we started shooting, there was a big CNN headline news story about some bodies that had been hanging from a bridge in Tijuana. So the dangers were real, yeah. and we certainly had our own sort of scares during the production, but the reality was God was with us.
And the story is fascinating. It's based on a true story. This is the life of this man who was a kingpin. Yeah,
he did work for one of the major drug cartels, and for safety purposes, we make some of the things generic about what he was doing and how he was doing it and those kind of things. There is a real danger in saying anything about the drug cartels, but we do truly believe that God is able to protect us and him, and Esteban himself believes that other drug traffickers will be impacted by this movie when it's released in Mexico.
Wow.
So, now, we're going to see a clip, and maybe you could just set up what's happening, leading up to this particular clip.
So in the clip that we're going to watch, Esteban's been in prison for a couple years. When he first went to prison, his wife told him that she was leaving him because she couldn't handle him being there 33 years and not being able to be with him and all the strains on the family. So in this clip, she happens to come back to the prison. Esteban, after coming to Christ, was being discipled by some missionaries. The missionaries reached out to his wife, and his wife came back in. And so what you're going to see is that scene taking place.
So this is the first time they see each other in quite a while. He's been in prison. She's heard that he's had this God experience, and she's not too sure about it.
That's right.
All right.
Okay, let's have a look.
Perla.
Harry y Annie dijeron que no iban a traerte más comida a menos que viniera a verte. Pero la verdad es que lo necesitaba. Es difícil estar contigo, pero es más difícil estar lejos de ti.
¿Cómo están los niños?
Están bien. Extrañan a su papá.
Yo también los extraño mucho. ¿Y a ti?
¿Y ahora eres pastor?
Yo tampoco lo puedo creer. Estoy sacando el curso por correspondencia para tener mi título.
¿Título? ¿Eso para qué te va a servir?
Perla. Están pasando muchas cosas aquí. Yo soy parte de todo ello.
Pastor. ¿Y qué piensan las otras? Lo siento, es que es realmente difícil de creer.
No tienes nada de qué disculparte. De hecho, si alguien debería estar pidiendo disculpas, pues ese sería yo.
Esto no está saliendo para nada como yo quería. Mejor me voy.
Espera. Yo quiero que las cosas sean como antes. Pero eso me da otra oportunidad.
No creo. No puedo prometerte nada.
All right, Kurt,
Yes.
a powerful scene there.
Yes.
And now the movie, of course, filmed in Spanish, English subtitles, and there's the action and adventure in it as well as these tender moments. But if someone wants to watch it, is it going to be perhaps coming to their area soon, or how do they find out?
Yeah, they can go to our website, lostraficantesmovie.com, and if they'll get updates on there about when it's going to be coming to Canada.
All right. And to just conclude his story, he did not spend 33 years in prison. He was released and he has a ministry now.
That's correct, yeah. So he's helped plant 40 churches in Tijuana and has a drug rehab center that thousands of men have successfully overcome drug addiction through that. But I won't tell you the end of the story of what happens with him and his wife. You'll have to watch the movie.
Okay, we're looking forward
Leave
to
us
that.
hanging. Now, you're involved in a number of films and some upcoming ones. You have visions for some great things, and one that particularly excites me is about the life of one of the greatest missionaries of all time, Hudson Taylor, China Inland Mission.
Yes.
And so tell us just very quickly what's happening with that, and we have a quick thing we want to go to.
Sure. Yeah, so the Hudson Taylor film, we have plans for hopefully shooting beginning in 2014. We have the screenwriter Bart Gavigan, who's on board with us, who wrote the movie Luther in 2003, as well as Into the Spear 2006. We're all very excited about this project coming together and hope that it'll come to theaters in 2015.
All right.
Okay, let's. It's not a clip from the movie, but it's of someone talking about it who is now head of the ministry that was the China Inland Mission. Let's have a look.
Have a look.
We want to produce this movie now because the year 2015 is such an important year. It is exactly 150 years since Hudson Taylor went to China, since the founding of the China Inland Mission. And that is such a great window of opportunity to tell this generation of the story of Hudson Taylor.
And there he is there, Hudson Taylor. Such a huge impact there in China. And there's one of the early pictures of the mission that he had over there and reaching out to the Chinese. Congratulations.
He's a hero to many, and so
Yeah.
we just
I know,
commend you
yeah.
for doing this.
I know everyone's going to be wanting to see that when it comes out. Any idea of when? You're still kind of in the early stages.
We're still in the early stages. We could definitely use prayer for the project and any help that anyone feels that God is calling them to be a part of this project. We could definitely use that. So OMF International is working together with RISE on this project.
All right.
Okay. And RISE is, do you have a website for that as well, in case
Yeah,
someone
that
wants
would
to
be
connect with you?
missionrise.org.
Okay.
So encouraging to see young people using your talent, using your gift, your creativity to proclaim the good news of Jesus Christ. Not to be backward about it or politically correct, but to know this is foundational truth and we can stake our lives on it, as so many in the past have done that.
And doing it through telling of some amazing stories. So Kurt, God bless you in your ongoing work in filmmaking.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us.